What is going on, guys? Slick B here, and today we're going to be talking about the new T29 being added to the game. Now, no, they're not adding another T29, so to speak. They're adding the T34. It is a version of the T29 with a 120mm cannon. It's going to be a main tree tank. And we're also going to talk about the T29 that's in-game right now. What you're watching, or what we're watching, is a replay of me in the T29 going ham per usual. Now, that's not to speak on my skill level. That's to speak on the tank. This tank is absolutely incredible. In 95% of what it does it the best in class. You know what? Okay. Saying something's the best is very hard. It's decently maneuverable. It has fantastic armor for the tier. And this gun is magnificent. I think that's the best way to put it. This tank survives insane amounts of damage and comes out of things that it should not have, or shouldn't have, or shouldn't. And that's just because it's the T29. So, the T34 is, I'm sure, going to have the same thing happen to it. It's going to get punished and live on numerous occasions because it's a T29 chassis. The chassis is a fantastic heavy tank chassis. It's really the peak in the game, I would say, of this and the T32 are like the peak heavy tanks, in my opinion. They have the really good mantlets, they're great hold down, they're decently maneuverable, especially the T32. I mean, hell, that tank is fast. That tank's turret rotates fast. It has a nice gun. It's a good heavy tank. So, what do I think of the T34 in general? Now, when I was younger, as a YouTuber, as a person, I like to hype things up. And this is not to speak down on people who hype things up, and I think it's great to be excited for things being added to the game. But I'm not that kind of person anymore. I've taken, a step back and started to realize that maybe hyping the thing is not the proper way for me to get excited for it. I'm excited for it because it's going to be a new vehicle. I like all new vehicles, blah, blah, blah. But I want to look at it from a game perspective. What is it going to play like? So we know that it's going to play like a T29. It's going to play like this tank. Hold down is great. It gets out of certain situations, with ease. It survives. Survivability is through the roof. And that's all I know so far. Because the gun, I don't know what ammo it's going to have. I think it's only going to have AP. Well, AP, HE, and maybe an APCR. A lot of people like to speculate on what ammo types they're going to do and bring up graphs and shit. I don't think that matters as much as we think it does, just considering how Gaijin likes to handle things. So they put what they really want in game in terms of ammo, and they kind of overlook the historical values of some stuff for balance, for sake of balance. And I'm throwing quotations up for this, so don't take anything I'm saying like saying that the game is balanced necessarily, all right? But see these rounds, this is why I'm showing you guys this game in particular, because this 105 rocks people's socks. No doubt. I mean, I haven't had a shot this game that wasn't a one-shot. Through fronts of tanks, sides of tanks, it doesn't matter. It one-shots whatever it shoots at. I don't think that 120 is necessarily going to one-shot as well as this tank does. I don't think it's going to get an APHE shell. I think it's going to have more of the M103's loadout without the Heat FS. Which isn't a bad thing, but it's not a great thing either. AP is very finicky in this game, and since kinetic energy isn't modeled, people aren't going to die in the tank. And a lot of us say we want kinetic energy modeled. This is just a quick side note. It's not a good idea to have kinetic energy modeled, because every single tank that gets penetrated will be a one-shot. And if every single tank that gets penetrated is a one-shot, there's no like survive. I don't know. I think it would get too realistic. I think the game right now has a good balance between the fact that like you can live a couple of shots sometimes. You have to aim for the ammo rack. It makes it a game. When you add that kinetic energy, a shell going through a tank is the tank's done. That's it. That's it. Game over. In real life, that's what happens. And, there are very few people who really, really want that deep down. They might say they want kinetic energy, but that's more of a in-the-moment thing because they didn't get that kill. You know what I'm saying? So, in terms of the T-34, that's how I think it's going to play. I think it's going to be a, you know, it's going to be like the T29, just not as good. And a lot of people think that it will be better. I think I heard in the comment, well, not heard in the comments, I heard in Discord, and some people are saying in the comments that why would they add a better tank in the main tree? Nobody would buy the premium. They fuck themselves. They're not stupid. You know, there's a reason the T-34 isn't the premium. And I think that's the reason, is because it doesn't have an APHE shell, and the APHE shell combined with the better reload on the T29 is going to make it still a better tank in most situations. Now this leaves up one more vehicle in question, and that is the T30. This is another variant of the T29 with a 155mm cannon. It's a tank destroyer, so to speak. And I'm really hoping they add that. I think they have confirmed it, but I don't know if it's coming this patch. Now, by the time this video is up, I don't know. It could be announced. They could announce it tomorrow, and I'm recording it tonight, and then they could put the video up tomorrow, and they could have it out. I don't know. But I mean, if they do, I'm excited. But that's another tank where it's going to have a extremely long reload, a big gun, and I still don't think it's going to be as effective as the T29. I think the T29 is something special in the balance department as a tank. Not necessarily that it's balanced in the tree, but as a complete package, as a tank itself, it's balanced. You know, it has the middle reload, it has the middle maneuverability, it has the middle, you know, it's very balanced as a tank. Like that, I think it just plays perfectly in its own right. So I think that's just about everything I wanted to touch on the T-34. I wanted you guys to understand that I know it doesn't have an APHE shell. I don't think it's going to have one. And that I don't think it's going to be better than the T-29. I think that the T-29 is still going to hold a special spot in the American tree where it's that pay-to-win tank. And I say it's a pay-to-win tank, and I don't mean that in a derogatory fashion. If you play the T-29, by all means, play it. I think the only thing that Gaijin has overstepped is putting those tracks on the front of the hull. I think that's what really makes this tank way better than it is. I know it seems very small, right? You know, just tracks on the front of the hull. But they add 30mm of armor at a sloped angle, you know, and it really fucks with shells coming in on that front hull, which would normally penetrate. I mean, I've had issues with heat bouncing off of T29s because I shot it in the hull. And that probably shouldn't happen. So I think maybe if those tracks were removed, the T29 would be a completely balanced tank. And I don't think anybody in their right mind would bitch about it, considering that the Tiger 2H, in my opinion, is just as good of a premium tank. I just think this skill ceiling, it's a little bit harder of a tank to play than the T29. If you don't know what I'm talking about the SLA Tiger 2. Now, if you'd like a comparison video on the two, I've been thinking about doing it, because in my opinion, I would say the Tiger 2H SLA is the best premium heavy tank in the game. I would say hands down. It's my favorite, and my stats don't reflect that necessarily, and I don't play it a lot, but I still think that is a better tank than the T29 in more situations. So if you'd like to see a comparison of that, let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoy the T29, let me know. If you think it's OP, let me know. Have a little bit of a discussion in the comment section. Feel free to come into my Discord and talk to me there. I like to chill with everybody. So Discord, the link will be down below. And this game was taken from a match that I played with people in the Discord. So I know I haven't gotten any comments about this, but some people might think, oh, you might make a Discord and just not go in it. I go in it. I talk to everybody. So if you've been on the fence about if you want to join or not, just come in and say hi. We like to shoot the shit around here and stuff like that. We're almost at 1,000 people in the Discord, which is pretty crazy, considering I only well, I say only, but I have, you know, 26,000 subscribers almost. That's a lot of people out of that majority that came in to talk to me and play and chill. So thank you guys, and I think that's about it for the video. Feels like I dragged it on until 10 minutes, but we have to watch this Panther die. Come on. RIP Panther. You shall be missed. So I think there's a couple other shots in here. I'm not really going to show it. I think I just went and bullied some AA at spawn. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Peace.